Okay, did you change this wording back? Because I swear I fixed it.
No.
Because I almost said it. Oh my god. All right, what's up? What's up? You're listening to Short But Not So Sweet. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I'm forever grateful for that. For that. With me, I have my squad here, my nearest and dearest. I got my producer on the left, the right brain, Richard, say what's up.
Hello, folks.
Okay, that's a little better, but we're gonna go back to the drawing board on that one. All right. I also have my brilliant and hilarious sister, Cristina. Cristina, you know what to do.
Hello.
Good.
Nice.
They're fired. All right. I am the left brain and your unapologetic host, Vix. And as always, I'm only here to offer perspective. Take it or leave it, but we said what we said. All right. You all know what's up first.
What's up first?
How are you guys? What's up?
You want to talk about it, Richard?
What's
No.
wrong? You good?
No, I'm not good.
What?
I mean, I'm gonna be fine, but yeah, I'm not good.
Is it something in the last 15 minutes?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Should we just jump right
You're not
into-
gonna let me tell you what's wrong with me?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I got
Please do.
caught up in. She just tried to skip past it.
I'm like, okay, yeah. Sounds awful. Let's go. Okay, sorry.
I got caught up in the meme stock shit, and it was rough, man. I lost like $20,000 in an hour.
Yeah, it really vanished, didn't it?
Yeah, it fucking vanished. And I sat on my phone all fucking day waiting for it to reappear, and it didn't come back. I woke up all night because crypto, you can trade that all day. Never came back. Fucking never came back.
But it will.
Yeah,
It
it'll
will.
come back. I'm fine, but
I bought some, like, the night before when you were freaking out. I was like, I'm just going to buy some more. I was like, like, throwing caution to the wind. I'm just going to buy some more as it's tanking, but I don't regret it.
you know what sucks?
What?
It did come back, but it didn't come back enough for me. I was very greedy. At one point, I even texted you. I was up $3,000. And I said, man, if it only goes up, and that was only being up like 2%. If it goes up 10%, that's like $25K.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't.
Okay, backstory. I've just started to get into stocks, but I did my and Richard is like very good at putting me on to things, and he was like teaching me the game a little bit. I picked up on it, and then I started to do my own research, and it's this, and I came up, read articles, like just did my research, and I was like, Doge, we gotta buy Doge, because it was the next thing to pop, because it uses blockchain technology, blah, blah, blah. And then
More backstory.
that was the first stock that I did the research on that I bought by myself without your help.
Okay, but more backstory.
Oh, God.
I had been trading Doge, but you were so excited and so pumped up. I didn't want to kill your vibe because you had done your research. You had did everything we talked about. I was like, oh yeah, we'll do it. Let's go.
I bought some.
Yeah.
And then I bought some again. And again. But then I really thought I told you to buy Doge.
And what did I show you?
You showed me that you'd been buying it since the summer. All right. Anyways, if you've been living under a rock, that's one of the stocks this week that went up and went down. That's why it's pretty significant.
800%.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. But I also am like excited to see what happens. It was cool to see my money grow, and I was like, okay, cool. That was great. And then to see it fall, I was like, oh, okay. But that's the game we play. What's up
Gotcha.
with you, Cristina?
Not much, nothing too exciting. I haven't gotten any stocks yet, but I really want to.
I know the other night I was like, I'm gonna wake up a millionaire, and then it
I
crashed.
wish. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, it's been another blah week, another week in pandemic land.
Pandemic land. All right, y'all. Well, I mean, we've got to have some highs and lows.
Yeah.
I have a couple. If y'all need a second to reminisce on your extravagant weeks, I had a great week. I was in, like, it was raining. I love the rain. And then the sun came out. SIP was lifted in California on
That's true.
Monday, and not that. And then a big rainstorm happened Monday until Thursday. So there wasn't really much to do, but it is. SIP being lifted was nice because it's like, all right, like there's a little bit of freedom. Like I can maybe go see my friend or like get my nails done. And I know that that's like really petty compared to what everyone's dealing with, but I don't care. Sorry.
But why is staying or whatever shelter in place being lifted when the like hospitals are at capacity?
The election's over.
This wasn't a trick question. Like, should we be?
Oh, I
Should we
don't.
be
I don't
outside?
think it should be. I think that there's certain restrictions that were ridiculous. Like, why can't hair salons are some of the most hygienic places in the world, right? Like, they constantly sanitize. Why would they close the hair salon compared to, I don't know, the gym or somewhere that's not as clean, doesn't have as strict of measures? But it was nice because I was able to go out to lunch with a friend yesterday, and we sat and the sun was out and we were able to sit outside and feel the sun on my face, which is so corny, but it felt so good. So good.
That's not corny at all. That's vitamin D. We need that, all of us. We
Yeah,
need as
okay,
much
you're
as
right.
is
It isn't
possible.
corny. That's cute, and I'm glad I had the experience. It felt so good. I was like, oh my god, I miss being outside,
Yeah.
and I'm a social
Person.
being, person. Like I love kicking it with y'all. You know I do, but it's like it's nice to outside of this. You know what I mean? Like someone more novel or whatever it is. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm social, but it's nice to be social with more people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not offended.
I
enjoy when you go out with
I was
your
out.
friends and
I
gallivant.
can-
Oh, you didn't take?
No.
No, I was working, but I enjoy some peace and quiet and time away from you, so it's totally fine. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
Is she usually out here raging while you're trying to?
No,
like,
no, it's just that we're always together, and
I'm always home.
yeah,
Like Cristina goes to work for a couple hours, comes back. I'm always, and I never leave. But I'll leave her name out of it. But like we could be together all day doing God knows what, and that's essentially what we did. Another thing that happened this week, I was able to get my eyebrows threaded for the first time in a year. So no one's gonna be talking to me any type of way. Okay, my eyebrows are done.
people being throwing shade at you.
I know. I'm just saying.
Call me
Like
Anthony
no one's
Davis.
gonna be talking to me any type of way because I'm a lady who had her eyebrows done, and like I know people get what that means, right? It's just like a whew, like the fierceness.
I don't get
So watch out, y'all.
it. I don't get it.
Yeah, of course you wouldn't. You don't have to. It's like when you go get a fade. Like, ooh, a clean ass lineup.
Come on. I do.
I know you do. I'm just okay, but you never been to a barber. You have no. I saw you in that video. You had waves back then. Don't play with me. You went to a barber back then.
No.
Got a clean.
I've been cutting my hair for like 10 years.
Okay, and if you're walking away not feeling like Vicky's feeling, maybe you should go to the barber.
Oh, but yeah, then you know what it means when you have a clean lineup and you looking good, you looking fresh.
Okay.
That's what it feels to get your eyebrows waxed or threaded or whatever the hell you guys do. Feel fresh, like like I will demand respect in these streets. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Christina, you know that feeling. Anyways, that's it. I also cracked the Trader Joe's code this week. Remember how I think I said like maybe the first or second episode. What I was that I'm leaving behind in 2021, feeling rushed in Trader Joe's by moms essentially. Okay, so the code is to go in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, during a rainstorm. There's nobody in there. You can take as long as you want. You could take a little nap in the aisle if you wanted to. If you need to take a little break, you could do that, and no one's breathing over your neck. It was so enjoyable. I got so much food because I was able to look and read and discover. It was quite the experience.
Okay.
You really enjoy your time in Trader Joe's.
For real, what the fuck are you discovering?
Yeah.
Let's just keep it a
Oh
buck.
my god, there's so much food in there. Like, delicious food.
It's cool.
They have a beauty aisle too, or like a supplement
Yeah,
aisle.
I was able
Is that
to
where you
like.
got your eyebrows done?
No, that's not a bad idea though. Trader Joe's, call me.
Oh, that's foul.
Um,
That's nasty. Next to the sample cart in the back.
You never know. Everything is marketable. Yeah, there's so much to do and see there. What were you saying?
There is a lot to do and see. Skeena,
Oh.
can I offer my...
Oh, the skincare aisle. I got to like look at what they were selling.
Yeah, what do they sell?
They sell shampoo. They sell shampoo, conditioner, body wash, like
What about
skin
like
oils,
yeah, like skin
hyaluronic
products?
acid,
Oh.
marula oil, which I think is good for hair growth as well. Yeah, they have so much, and I was looking at it
Cool. I've never even found that aisle
because you're
so
always rushed. Well,
Yeah,
middle
we
of
talked
the-
about this.
middle of
know.
the week,
Can
middle
I
of
share
the day.
or no?
Oh, go ahead.
Go
yeah.
ahead.
I don't know. How about you introduce it? And I'll give my suggestion.
For Trader Joe's. Oh, you're gonna tell us your hack for Trader Joe's?
Just, no, for you. For you shopping and meeting people.
Okay. What I'm confused on what you
Oh,
want me to say.
when you said like where do you meet men in real life? Is what you're getting at from
You
the
want
other
me
night?
to, you want me to
Right.
ask that?
No, what I suggested was because I said you seem like the person that's in and out, right?
Yeah.
And you're missing so many opportunities to meet people. So I said, do your shopping and then just do an extra lap.
Okay.
Peruse, discover, like Vic does.
Facts.
Because you
Okay.
never know who's in there.
I could be spending all day in there.
What time are the young single gentlemen going to the store?
I see them around 6:00.
Yeah, they go like after work.
After
right?
work, that's, yeah. So,
So you gotta get there like 5:45 ish.
right, and spend a good 10 minutes just walking up each aisle, pretending to look at stuff that's already in your cart. And who knows? You know?
I mean, I'll give it a go, but
You sound so excited.
yeah, give it a go.
You should come to Trader Joe's with me one time.
No, don't go together.
Right. What if we like walk opposite
Wait, what?
directions?
Why?
Because if you're like that's sometimes intimidating for a guy.
For
Oh.
two beautiful women to be in the grocery store lingering strangely.
Right. Because one's always a hater. And always. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, all right.
I think that's just kind of the rule too. When there's only one to go around.
What if we relay it though? Like I do the produce aisle, and then we like tag in. She does the meat aisle.
I just like want to show you the ways of Trader Joe's. Like I know you've been there, but I want to like always hit this aisle first because this shit goes fast. And I do love Trader Joe's. I look for any excuse.
Yeah. What do you get? What have you discovered?
Trader Joe's prosciutto is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. They have like cauliflower rice that's really good. I really like their apples. I try to get some I try to get my fruits and vegetables there because it's just I like it.
We say their name a lot. They should fucking hit us
Oh,
up.
I know, jeez. The chips aisle, that wine aisle, ladies and gents.
I fuck with the cashews.
Cashews.
Yeah.
Oh, just like the regular cashews. There's so many good things that they
The
do
halves.
with cashew.
The halves are low sodium. Those are smacking.
Okay, cool. But yeah, cracked the code on TJ's. Was really excited about that. What about you? What did you guys got? Any highs?
Nope. Shit's fucked up.
Yeah, you're still reeling. Okay.
A high was our nightcap.
Yeah, that was
cool.
fun.
I agree.
That was fun.
That's my high too.
I was told that my poor bartending skills are probably the reason I was so litty. Little does my titi know, Cristina made the drink.
Yeah, that's why. It's exactly why she was Liddy, because my bartending skills are excellent.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to rethink that
What am I drinking today?
thing.
Asking.
Today you are drinking a nice mixture of gin and Sprite
It's always spread.
with a frozen glass
Oh, okay.
and a lemon peel garnish.
Oh,
Wow, that was really kind of you
it was.
to ice the glass.
What are we calling it?
I don't know. You name it.
Splendrix.
Okay. I like it. There's not really a lemon peel, people, I have to be honest.
Thought
But-
I was drinking a lemon peel.
That would be...
It's like looking for it.
I did. I looked over. I said, I don't see it. Maybe I melted.
But had I taken the time to do it, it would have been there.
Okay.
Sprite's already got that cool, crisp lemon lime flavor.
You don't have any highs. The
No,
pod was
I
fun.
don't.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
in a really bad mood.
I said okay. Christina, what's up?
Yeah, my high was the Nightcap as well. Podcast, that's what I've been saying all week. People
I
ask.
I love that. Honestly, when Richard and I talked about the pod, he was like, "Do you think Christina would want to do it?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't think so."
You always think I'm gonna not like something,
I
or I'm gonna be mad at you about something.
And now you told me that you talk about it in your meetings. It's your highlight, which is cool.
God, she's like obsessed with me. Do you hear this? She's like, you talk about me.
Of course I'm obsessed with you. You're my sister.
My chihuahua.
Of course.
Can we tell the listeners how it got you banned? Somewhere.
Oh my
Yeah, we
god.
can tell 'em. All right, so what is it?
That's how much she fucks with the pod.
I got cocky, and I posted the hashtag for the pod on one of my dating profiles, and then I got banned. Like immediately.
Dude, it had to be a troll, honestly. There's no way with the volume of subscribers they had, they were able to catch that with less than 8 hours.
I mean, I don't think they like paw through every profile one by one. I think they get alerted when someone
Keywords, yeah.
hashtags.
Yeah, I think you have a hater. Like, some dude was pissed and was like,
no,
"Ugh."
I mean they straight up found my hashtag.
Oh. Nah, I
Some
think it was the
system found
hater.
it. Yeah, I'm convinced it was the hater too. But
It was so quick. It wasn't even 8 hours.
I know.
Like,
If I just wouldn't have put the hashtag, like that was it. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's okay. Now I know. And
But you appealed it.
I did appeal it. I was like, "Excuse me, what is the reason?" I like totally Karen'd it up to this dating profile.
Yeah, like, there's no warning here? Dang. Like,
I was like, "I'm sure the matter can be resolved. Like, if you just let me know." And I'm like having this intense moment via email. Haven't heard back, so right now I'm being ghosted hard. But it's okay. Because now I have that trick at the grocery store that I'm going to try.
hashtag free Christina.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. I don't know if I've ever met anyone at the grocery store, but it's not a bad idea.
You met that girl at the grocery store.
Oh, you're right.
At your
My
favorite
friend.
grocery store.
My friend.
Yeah. I don't meet people
But-
at the grocery store.
But I mean like a man.
No.
That's true. How did I forget about my friend?
Trust.
I agree. All right. You got but highs, lows.
That was my high. The pod.
Cool. All right, you guys want to go dive deeper into lows? I don't really have any.
No, I don't want to dive any deeper.
Okay. All right. So the other day, you came over here and we did something.
Right.
What was I going into? Okay. Can I All right, everyone's got like their favorite food, right? Like their food that they like to eat with their homies. What I'm trying to get at is that like lately we've been trying to eat in a caloric deficit, and lately sometimes like I won't eat until I'll wake up, I'll do the water thing, but I really won't eat until 1, 3 o'clock or even later. I don't know, very strange eating habits. But the other day I really wasn't hungry at all, so I essentially saved all of my calories, and I was able to have my weird comfort food that I love, but it's just so freaking weird. So I wanted to ask you guys what your like weirdest comfort food is, because mine is super weird. And I got this from an old ass friend like years and years ago, and I thought it was so weird that she was eating this, and she's like, dude, it's the best, try it. And I love it. It's like my favorite weird comfort food. Okay, what I'll do,
Yeah.
you're about to say something.
I was gonna say what it is.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'll do is I will boil my favorite type of pasta, and I'll make some chicken or warm up some chicken or whatever. Usually I have chicken leftovers. Cut the chicken up, boil the pasta, throw some olive oil or butter into the pasta, throw the chicken in, and then I will sauce it up with Italian dressing.
Okay.
It is weird, but I love it. I love it. I look forward to it. Like when I hadn't eaten, way under my calories the other day, and I was like, oh, I have like enough to do this, my favorite comfort food. I got so super excited, and I made it, and I was like, ooh, this is weird. Like I wonder if other people have weird comfort foods, and like it's mad weird, but I fucking love it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I always
Okay.
wondered where you got that recipe from.
You make it up?
No, someone made it for me, and I thought it was weird, but I love it now. It's
Yeah.
good.
Okay. No, I don't have anything of that caliber.
Oh wait, you think that's super weird? No one ever knows. No one knows this about me except Cristina. So it's like I don't even have a gauge of how weird it is.
I mean, think about it. It's not that weird.
But
It just doesn't sound that good.
You were like, ooh.
Yeah, on the scope of things that Vicky eats, it sounds a little bland, but it's good.
Oh, so you've eaten?
I've eaten it. It's like very just clean. Like if it's good, I feel like it's good hangover food because it's like protein, carbs. It's good. It's simple. It's light.
It's not that wild or anything.
No, it's not that wild. But Vicky usually likes flavorful like stuff and sauces. So it's weird because it's bland.
Yeah, but it is like flavorful. The
It
Italian
is, it
dressing.
is.
It's like just a weird. It's a weird thing.
I
Okay.
guess I just mean limited ingredients.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I usually put off like my favorite restaurant foods. So it could be sushi,
love sushi.
fried oysters is my thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's my shit.
Do you like raw oysters?
Yeah,
You do?
barbecue, raw,
I love
fried,
oysters too.
all of them, baked.
The first time I ever had an oyster, it was at the Morgan Hill Mardi Gras Festival, and it was a fried or grilled oyster with like this delicious garlic sauce in it, and it changed my life.
Oh yeah.
I had never had an oyster before then, and now I'm like, yes. But I'm always looking for that flavor. Like I don't remember the vendor. I'm sure I could figure it out, but I'm always chasing that flavor because it was so amazing. Okay, but like comfort restaurant food is different than like shit you have at home. Like you're hungry, like sometimes PB&J or mac and cheese.
Okay, fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Ooh, how do you make that? I've never had
It's
one,
a
but it
regular
sounds
peanut
delicious.
butter and jelly sandwich, but you do like you would do a grilled cheese sandwich.
Okay.
You kind of butter your bread and you fry it.
Yum.
Schmacking.
Wow. That sounds really good. I'm gonna try that.
I like a toasted PB&J, but fried sounds better.
Yeah, it's
Like-
way better.
Like the melted peanut butter.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
exactly.
Oh my god.
All right, mine's not that weird either, but I love a bagel with cream cheese and thin slices of cucumber
Okay.
topped with salt and pepper. Bomb. The other thing I really
It's not
like.
weird at all.
Okay.
It's very normal.
Can I live?
Okay.
The other comfort food I have. Oh, sorry, we're gonna say something.
I didn't know that was comfort food for you.
It's because we don't always have bagels.
Oh
But
my
I've
god.
been getting
And like
back into
bagels,
them.
you can't just get any. Like I love bagel shop bagels. But the bagels you buy at, your local grocery store, bleh, weird, gross. I hate them.
Trader Joe's doesn't have bagels.
I only stick to bagel shop bagels.
The other comfort food that I like is a simple sandwich. But
I love sandwiches.
when I was in high school, my best friend's mom would make her sandwiches with sour cream instead of mayonnaise, and then she would always give me her sandwiches because I was just like a little gluttonous hoarder. And so now sometimes I'll
Mikey, you'll eat it?
make my sandwich with sour cream, like a slice of lettuce, some ham, and some cheese.
Interesting.
I feel
These
like
days.
when people make sandwiches for you, they're always the best.
Yes.
Always better. Yeah.
Always better.
I love sandwiches.
Yeah.
I love a sandwich. It's
I-
my favorite food. If I could only eat one food for the rest of my life,
I
sandwich.
think it is actually my favorite food too because I can always go for a sandwich. Anytime I go visit.
And you can have anything you want in a sandwich.
Hell yeah.
Any genre of food, any cuisine
Oof.
goes in a sandwich.
I
right,
think
that's
I
it.
think that's the thing in our family though, that we all love sandwiches, which is so weird.
We do. Yeah, I guess those are not that weird,
Like
but
I love
that's what I love.
I love going to visit mom and dad in the middle of the day, and dad's like in the middle of making mom lunch, and he doesn't even have to ask. He knows I want a sandwich.
Yeah, he does.
He don't even have to ask.
And he gives you chips and a drink.
Always.
I love my mom's tuna fish sandwiches. Oh, so good.
Ooh, I've never had tuna fish in my
man. She
life.
She makes them so good.
You know what's crazy? My dad makes the best tuna sandwiches.
Oh.
Do you eat tuna sandwiches?
Fuck yeah.
See, I
It's
really
our
like
thing
seafood.
when we go fishing. That's the thing. Like,
Yum.
he
Oh, a
makes the
tuna fish sandwich. Wouldn't that you have a cooler on the boat?
We have coolers.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that gets a little funky in the sun.
Yeah, no.
I've never had a tuna fish sandwich, but I do like tuna. Weird.
You've never had a tuna fish sandwich?
Never in my. I've never. But like tuna fish sushi, hell yeah. But
That's a different grade of sushi. Or different grade of tuna.
Yeah.
oh, okay. Well, I've never had the one in the can.
Have mom make you one because they're really good.
It smells hella fishy. I don't think I'd like
It
it.
does not smell fishy.
Okay, well maybe.
Yeah, it does. But it's one of.
But it's like I do like fish. I just don't like that smell, that tuna fish smell.
You guys like anchovies on your pizza?
No.
No,
You guys must-
I've never tried it though, so.
I've been tricked into a pizza. It's whatever.
You forgive them or what?
It was you. What you mean? Do I forgive him? It was you.
What do they look like when they're on a pizza? Are they like whole? Are they whole?
like whole pieces of fish.
Oh, shit.
I mean, they're fillets, little strips of. It was me. I tricked you into.
I think so, because you're the only person here that likes that.
It was good.
What did it look like, Vicky? I'm curious.
Oh, I don't know.
Nature.
It was small, like you knew what it was. But I think there was like sausage and shit too.
And you smacked it down.
I love pizza. Or I pick it off. It's whatever. All right.
All right.
All right. All right. I need a new word. All together. Okay, weirdest comfort food. I have the weirdest one.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Yours is grilled or
It's super basic.
fried PB&J.
It's fucking pasta.
with not Thousand Island.
That would be weird.
That's serious. I apologize. Italian dressing. Italian dressing.
Okay.
It is weird. Okay, I win.
All right. For sure. See, it's okay. You're not cocky.
Oh my God! Stop.
Oh,
Oh my God!
Are you trying to teach me a lesson here?
oh God.
You did this to
Sorry, I
yourself.
went over my head.
I'm gone.
It's a joke. joke.
Excuse me. You want to go into true crime?
Already? Just moving things along, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you want to talk about anchovies again.
No, I'm good. Okay. I didn't do my.
You didn't look at the treatment, sir.
Sorry. Check it out. Yeah, let's go into true crime.
Because true crime is kind of a thing.
What do you mean?
I thought it was like a bigger story this time.
What do you mean a bigger story?
Like it's gonna take you some time to tell it.
Oh, no. I just said I'm excited
Oh,
to tell the
but
story.
we got y'all. I'm not trying to move this along, but I know that the other part of the show is about to be dope, and I
Okay.
want to make sure we got time.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, let's go to
You know what I
true
mean?
crime.
I'm not trying, wine and dine you and take you
And
upstairs.
this other part you're referring to. Oh my god.
What you drink?
That was so good. Dude, that was a perfect example. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Ooh, man, you know what? Sometimes I surprise myself with how funny I am. And if you didn't think that was funny, that's fine. But bye. Okay, go on.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, jeez, now. Anyways. I missed your joke, so I'm gonna have to see what it was
Me
when I
too.
watch this podcast.
Me too. I don't get it. I'm laughing because she's
I
laughing.
really wish I could laugh with you, but I missed
Oh my god,
it.
because because Richard was like, already? True crime, and I was like, yeah, and then I said, I'm trying to move this along because I know the back end of the show has a lot of content. And then I said, I'm not trying to wine and dine you and take you upstairs. I can't believe that went over your guys' heads. That was so funny.
I was just. What I heard is, let's get this true crime over with so we can get to the other part of this show.
No!
And so I missed your joke.
So you were in your feelings about what I was saying and missed the beauty in my joke the first time? See? What you mean?
I was more, not truly in my feelings, but I was going to make that joke while simultaneously you were making your own joke. And you were really focused on that.
That
so
was super funny.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop saying that because then it makes it not as, F-U-N-N-Y. But I said what I said.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna go into this, Vicky. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm not trying to wine you and dine you.
I'm
and take you
Yeah.
upstairs.
I'm gonna take you upstairs.
I'm ready.
All right. So, the year is 2008. Okay. And the story starts. Here's where I'm gonna start. Let me start again.
Yeah, you didn't sound too confident. We okay?
It's 2008. This is the story of Amina and Sarah Saeed.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, this
Amina
is going to be
Sarah
intense.
Saeed.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
This is going to be sad, Richard.
It's gonna be sad.
Oh.
Before we get into the sad stuff, and can we shout out our YouTube subscribers and make sure to follow us if you're listening to us on.
On Apple Podcasts.
What an
Spotify,
awkward transition.
Deezer.
I'm sorry, they can't see you making that face, so I'm gonna continue.
Christina's like this.
Dang.
And
Okay.
please keep subscribing even after the sad story.
Oh, okay, that's
It's
why.
a sad story with a happy ending.
Okay.
Really?
Not a happy ending, but a satisfying ending.
Okay.
Justice is served in this story, if that makes
Oh,
anyone
okay.
feel better.
Yeah.
All right, so Amina and Sarah Saeed, they are these two awesome girls, brilliant, smart, fun, energetic, just like great girls. They're 16 and 18, I believe, but they come from this very tumultuous family. So let me just say I learned this story after watching a documentary, which I recommend, called The Price of Honor.
Where
The
can
Price
you
of Honor.
Where can you watch
I
that?
think I watched it on Amazon, maybe on HBO. I'm not sure.
There was a request for more movie TV
Well,
recommendations?
this one is a very interesting one, but it is very hard to watch. So let me start by saying that. So like I said, Amina and Sarah, they're these two awesome girls. They're active in school, lots of friends, they're active in sports. On the outside, seemingly normal teen girls for their age. But like I said, life at home for these girls was anything but normal or tolerable. So at home, they experience this day-to-day struggle and heinous treatment at the hands of their father, whose name is Yasser Saeed. He is emotionally, physically, and sexually abusive towards his teen
Oh
daughters.
my god.
In this documentary, they describe some of the things that Yasser Saeed does to control his teen daughters, like recording them constantly. He would like follow them at work and record them while they were at work interacting with their friends, just crazy things. There's even a number of home videos that show just very inappropriate, uncomfortable interactions between Yasser and his teen daughters. And he's not only abusive to these two girls, he's also very abusive to his wife, which works very much so against Amina and Sarah's best interests because she becomes unable to support them, to help them. Okay, I want to make sure I don't miss anything.
Wait, the mom is enabling who?
The mom is enabling Yasser Saeed, the father.
Got it.
Because she's also she's experienced so much trauma at the hands of this guy. She
Yeah.
married Yasser Saeed when she was 15 years old, and he was 29, 14 years older than her. And she goes into detail about why she married him. Her family was extremely poor. Yasser like promises this like extravagant life.
Are you okay?
Where do you find this shit?
There's a documentary called The Price of Honor, like I said.
Oh man,
So I feel for this mom, and
so dark.
it's so traumatic what's happened to her since she was 15. But she's unable to help her teen daughters.
Yeah.
So her daughters try to get help. They speak out on what's happening. They let someone know. They try to get help, but Yasser Saeed has such a community backing him up and protecting him, either through fear or through loyalty or through like family politics, that nothing really comes of it.
Did they tell people like at school?
They did.
So they did what people advised to do, and they still didn't.
Yes.
They still ignored them.
Yeah, because you have a mom who is backing up Yasser. You have Yasser who has all these people, his brothers, his sons, supporting him, backing him up. So the catalyst of what happened is Amina gets a boyfriend when she's a senior in high school, and things get pretty serious. They really love each other, super loyal to each other. But Dad finds out. Dad's extremely upset. I'm gonna stop calling him Dad. His name is Yasser. He's not. Okay. Anyways, Yasser gets.
Amina's the older one.
Amina's the older one. She gets his boyfriend, and Yasser is outraged. Obviously, he's jealous. In my opinion, I think he's jealous. But he's also extremely mad. Like he does all this dramatic stuff. Like he moves them to a totally different city. I think like only nearly hours after finding out, maybe a couple days. Eventually, Amina and Sarah convince their mom to run away from them because things get obviously really bad for Amina. He starts threatening her life, and she starts like getting clues that there's a plot to kill her. So eventually, she's able to convince her mom to run away.
What?
Yeah, he says things like, "Soon she will be a memory." There's all these quotes that happen.
Amina has convinced her mom to run away with her and her sister.
To get away from this guy.
To get away from this guy.
Whoa. Okay.
After a
The tables have
while,
turned.
though, the mom is convinced again by Yasser or his family, I forget which one exactly,
To stay.
to come back. And the mom, in a way, sort of tricks Amina into Sarah coming back, but they also know that what they're doing and that they're coming back. So Dad, I gotta stop calling him Dad, Yasser invites Amina and Sarah to a dinner where they're gonna talk about their problems and their issues. And Yasser's a cab driver, so he picks him up in their cab, and he parks outside of a hotel, and this is where the event happens. So there's a 911 call
no.
that you hear in this
She called it the
documentary, and it's I think it's Sarah who's calling. Maybe it's Amina. Let me double check. But one of the girls is calling 911, and she said, I've been shot. I'm dying. And the 911 operator is like asking like, what's going on, and she just repeats, I'm dying. And so what has happened is Yasser has, in his car, in his cab, has shot his two daughters at point blank range. Eventually, a second 911 calls in. Someone has found the girls and is reporting that there's two motionless bodies that are inside the passenger seat and the back seat of this cab. Someone come and see what's going on.
Where's dude at?
He's gone.
Oh, wow.
He's disappeared. He's nowhere to be found. And so a search ensues, obviously. But again, Yasser has a huge family and community backing him up, protecting him, hiding him. And he goes into hiding for 12 years.
What?
For 12 years. Yeah, he's spent 6 years on the FBI's top 10 most wanted.
That's great.
And just recently, here's where the story gets some justice. He recently, in August of 2020, was captured. You guys want to know how he got captured?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, so his son was hiding him in this apartment complex somewhere in Texas.
Oh, there's more kids.
Oh, yeah, he has more kids. He has a number of sons who are completely loyal to him.
Interesting, because in my brain, it was only the two girls.
No, sorry. He has other children as well.
With the same woman.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think he has like 3 or 4 sons. He has a number of sons. So one of his sons is hiding him in this apartment complex, and it is the maintenance worker, the gardener, who reports seeing Yasser there. So thank your maintenance workers. Make sure you get them a present on the holidays because they be saving your lives. So he gets captured by the FBI. He's now in jail for the murder of Amina and Sarah.
It's crazy.
Wow.
So
Where's the
some
mom?
justice served.
Where's the mother?
Living life. She's in the documentary quite a few times, and you can tell that she has been through trauma.
Oh, she's like speaking in the documentary?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And she's kind of like I don't know, she kind of seems like slow of speech, very timid, very scared.
She probably knew he was
Oh, for sure. She has complete Stockholm syndrome.
where he was and
Yeah.
just kept her mouth shut.
To the point where I was like, dang, is this woman serious? But
Oh, okay.
I have to remember that she is also a victim.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, that's that story.
Why do they suspect that the Yasser killed his daughters? To
What?
save his...
Oh, like what was his motive?
What was the yeah.
Oh.
What was the motive?
So the documentary is called The Price of Honor, and it explores this idea of honor killings, which is something that some cultures practice when shame has been brought to their family.
Gotcha.
And in this story, or in Yasser's perspective, shame has been brought onto his family because Amina and Sarah are sort of Americanized. He's Egyptian, and he practices the old ways of Egypt, as the documentary states. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I think we can all sort of like
Right.
get an idea of what that might mean.
Right.
And yeah, he's like really disappointed about how Americanized they are when he finds out about Amina's boyfriend, who was, I think he's biracial. So obviously not the same background as Yasser or his family. And that's the reason. So her having a boyfriend, them being Americanized, brings shame onto his family. And so in his perspective, it's an honor killing. And in some cultures and some places of the world, that is a justifiable reason
Wow.
to murder people or
That's
to
crazy.
kill people. So
Still.
to this day, yeah.
Wow. That is crazy that the price of honor would equal the lives of your two daughters.
So crazy.
Like, is honor that worth it?
And that's a false honor. What does he
Right,
have?
right.
What does he have to
It's-
earn that honor?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So
But that
he's-
is so crazy that in other parts of the world that is justifiable. Right?
Absolutely. I think it's crazy.
I need to put this thing a little closer to me.
So that's the story of Amina and Sarah Said.
Yeah.
Of the murder of Amina and Sarah Said. That's not their story. Their story is
Right.
quite awesome.
Yeah.
Other than
I mean, I'm
what
a little,
happened to them.
a little shook by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. One day you're gonna lift our spirits.
I'm glad he's captured.
There was justice served
I mean,
to an extent.
yeah. Yikes.
If I had told the story a year ago, he would still be on the run.
Yeah. No, that's facts.
So the maintenance guy was like, "Hey, I'm always surprised. Like, if someone's been on the most wanted list for years and years and years, how do people recognize them? Like, how do you remember? Like, do people like study that list? And it just happened to be the maintenance guy is one of those.
Or was it him just reporting
The
a person he's never seen before because he's
Right.
been hiding?
So the FBI was finding a lot of evidence recently from Yasser Saeed. They had been tracking him. They had been watching his family extremely close. They collected some evidence with DNA that proved he was in the area, and so I'm not exactly sure what led the maintenance worker to saying, "Yeah, I've seen him around." I forget exactly,
Wow.
but
It's crazy.
Right place, right time.
yeah, and that documentary actually, some people think that really led to police and the FBI like pursuing the case harder because all the information came out, so more attention's brought to it. So they really feel like that documentary helped to capture Yasser because at the end of the documentary, he's still on the run.
Oh.
So watch your
So
documentaries.
through
folks.
further research, you found that he's been captured.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's some thorough reporting.
It's crazy.
It's a semi-happy ending. It's a happy ending for a true crime story.
No, just, yeah.
It's not a happy ending for these two girls' lives, but for this true crime story and segment.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Well, speaking of happy endings, I had I don't want to say like bear witness to, but I have started to see. All right, we gonna talk a little bit about karma, and I'm just gonna be super transparent because that's the only way I know how to be. I don't really know how to fake the funk with you. So I have been transgressed against, or however you would say that. Like, I've had someone do me really dirty in the last couple of months, right? Okay? Everyone says, wait on it, like, karma will get them, like, it's gonna be fine. So, that started to happen this week. A little bit. And,
How's it feel?
it feels good and a little empty at the same time, if I can be real. I'm enjoying it because it's like the first time like consequences are being given, and it's nice to know that like what I did was not in vain, and what happened to me just wasn't a fluke, you know? Like there's a purpose for everything, and like sometimes not waiting for karma to happen, it takes months and months and months, right? Years.
This is a
sometimes.
person we both dealt with, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it feels good, but it feels a little empty because it's just like if watching that person's karma come back to them is my good karma, that's bullshit. I'm mad.
Right.
Like what else? What else, universe? Like I've been really like doing that whole thing, like attracting what you want, like what you give off is what you will receive back. So I'm like, I'm ready, and maybe that's the wrong attitude to have, like greedy, but I'm also like, nah, like I've been putting in the work.
You're right.
What's up?
Yeah, I think a little differently about it, but I see where I can understand how that could be a little satisfying.
Yeah.
My thing was when we were dealing with this person, it's like, listen, man, they can't keep this shit up forever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I would tell you that, like, it's only a matter of time before people see what you and I see, you know? And I think that time is, I think people saw it and chose to ignore it and let this person inflict a lot of damage in an organization. And I think the person that ignored it is just as guilty.
Yeah.
And I think the bad karma lies with her or that person. You know what I'm saying? Because now you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like you know that you fucked over this person, that person, you know, you and me and all these other people. You let this person
Hordes of people.
You let this person run amok, and like you're stupid. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we told you, you don't want to hear it. You literally at some points told me I don't want to hear it. You know, and now this person seems like now I don't know what's going on. I don't keep up with the chasma.
Jeez, me.
Yeah, I don't keep up with it, but it sounds like they're being forced to confront it. And
Yep.
I don't know. I have such a low opinion of that person that it's like, duh. Like tell me, I knew, you know.
Yeah. That's life, right? Like there's like the ripples in the world, right? Like nothing goes without notice. Like everything you do, like for every action there is a reaction, and like sometimes it just takes a lot longer to pass through time,
Oh yeah.
and like. But I'm just hoping, like karma's a weird thing, right? Like if you get to see it happen to you, then you like kind of live in that moment, especially if it's a good thing.
Yeah.
And if it's a bad karma, it's like, yo, like, what is the lesson to be learned here?
I think it's funny because we always always associate karma with negative.
Yeah, that's funny. When I brought it up, you didn't even think about good karma.
I don't think about good karma.
Yeah, I
think we should.
I think karma is a balance, right? So like there, with the bad, there has to be good, and
Absolutely.
vice versa.
I just think of it like, well, so like I was raised like you never do something with the intent of receiving something in
Yep.
return. So it's hard for me to think of doing something for good karma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, that's just the way you're supposed to do it. But don't do the bad thing. It's really one-sided with me. Just don't shade people. Don't treat people funny.
Yeah.
Because that is that bad side of karma.
That's a good point. What you just said, and I do, like, I don't think I do good things with like, oh yeah, the world can get me back for this. But it's like when good things happen, I'm like, yo, that was because
That
like
was
I'm putting
yeah.
into good shit, good things in the world, and I'm getting it back. But I definitely don't do these like.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I just never thought about it like that.
Yeah. But that was like a good like
Yeah.
contrast because I'm not like we don't do fun or good shit to get something back. But it's nice when it's. I think good action should be rewarded. Like it's basic behavior, right? Like whatever behavior you want to see more of, you want to positively reinforce that shit.
I think what's hard is because what I try to practice is like if somebody's shady or does something faulty, like I don't want to be the one to like try and instill that bad karma.
Right.
Like I just want to sit back and watch.
Yeah.
I don't even really want to watch. I'm not sure. Like, hey, the universe is gonna correct that in some way, shape, or form. Like that's gonna be fixed. And like I don't get any. Like I don't even want to be a part of.
Yeah, you want to stay out
Fixing,
of the way.
yeah, I don't want to interfere with whatever work the universe is going to do. Like, I don't want to be a part of it. But when I hear about it, I'm like,
Yeah.
It just reaffirms my belief.
Yeah, I feel that way about karma too. And when these events were unfolding, Vicky, we had many conversations about instant gratification and that slow burn that we don't want to wait for, but it feels good when it happens.
Facts.
And I think one part of this person's karma that you're forgetting about is think about how much we criticize ourselves, think about ourselves, critique ourselves, look back on ourselves in our inner thoughts. Like I can't imagine what this person thinks in their head. I mean, their outward appearance is like they don't give a fuck, they're not thinking about it. But every time they need to hide the shitty things they did, every time they do a shitty thing, I just think about their thoughts like killing them, tearing away at them piece by piece.
What's even crazier for me, the person that is a great point. The person that is kind of that's helping facilitate that open this up. That's I don't know, the doors of karma for this person. Fucked me over numerous times. So it's like the universe kind of checking me, like you never know where that's gonna come from. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have a real high opinion of that person, but it's like, oh, that's funny that you're getting that smoke from that person. You know, it's very interesting.
All the good shit that comes your way, that's what makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Like everything that you have now, because you left that. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's what it is too.
That's no.
So I'm surprised that you don't feel, or you feel like empty with the events of this week.
No, I don't mean it to knock on anything, any kind of progress I've made or anything that I've done.
I don't think you are.
Oh, I mean it to be like,
I just mean start considering those things too as part of your karma.
Yeah, that's true. That's good insight. That's a really good insight. I was thinking about it, yes, last night, and because I truly believe in like the balance of life and like what you put into the world is what you'll get back. And then I think about situations where I was acted really shitty and I didn't really have a consequence for that. And then I thought about the consequence for that is the reputation I have with that person or the way they think about me.
All right.
And I had that thought last night and I was like, fuck. Like anytime I've behaved badly with somebody, like my karma that I just became aware of is how they remember me.
Hmm.
And that shit, I was like, fuck. Like, how many people had a bad interaction with me that I never apologized for, never recognized?
Yeah.
And that is like, they think that's who I am. That's my karma, though. And then,
Because at some point, you may be faced with facing that person,
yep,
and they still have whatever opinion they have of you.
yep. Oh man, I've heard that. I mean, I'm just like anyone. I'm sure you guys have heard things about like, oh, well, I used to think you were this, and that,
Oh yeah.
because I saw a snippet of time, and that's who I thought you were.
Right.
And like, I've gotten that a lot of times, and I'm just like, fuck, really? Damn,
Yeah.
that sucks.
People misread people all the time. I get misread all the time. I
Yeah.
misread Cristina all the time. I
All the time.
misread you when we first met.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. But then I've thought of like a pretty specific situation where someone really like broke my heart and I never got to see the repercussions. And I'm like always like, ugh. Because heartbroken, you get rid of it, right? Or that's how I work. And I never got to see like what happened next. And then I thought, no, their karma is the way I remember them.
right.
And that when they look at me, they're gonna think of what they did to me. And I was like, that's a good karma if you ask me.
Yup.
For that situation, I'm like, I'm satisfied with that.
Yup.
Because like there's no way, there's no repairing that for me. Even in 50 years, I'm like, nah, I'm good. And that's my prerogative, that's my boundary. So I don't know, I just like really got thinking about karma that way, and I was like, yikes. And it was like a very like it was clarity for me.
Yeah, your reputation is definitely slow burn, slow gratification if you play it right. And people who try to
That's a
build their
great thing to say.
reputation too fast
Mhm.
without anything to back it up, those are the people who you gotta watch out for.
That's exactly what happened. Came in super hot, and I was like, "Whoa, what you got? What's going on here?"
You're talking about our situation?
Right.
Yeah.
That's how that person came in.
Like, no, you gotta build that up over time. That's the gratification I get in building your reputation over
yeah.
time. The good acts that you do, I'm like, okay, I feel good about who I am, and
Right,
what
right.
I put out there.
Like, how many times have you gotten, oh, I thought I was intimidated by you.
Yeah.
And then I got to know you and you're really blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, that's your perception.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I agree. Like, over time, I'm going to show you who I am. But like, that's also a part of me too.
Yeah.
I take things seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a moment. And have you guys thought about that before? Or
Yeah.
was that just clarity for me? Like, my reputation with someone is my karma for how I treated them, good or bad.
No,
But
I
talking
think
about-
I've definitely thought about it. I've thought about like my past actions and like recent events. Like maybe it's something I'm paying for now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like maybe because I don't want to say I've done people wrong, but
But you probably have. I think we all have. There's definitely times I'm not proud of it and like having to own that. But just go on.
I don't think I've done people wrong. I think it's just like normal, just life shit and just stuff don't work out or things don't go the way they should. Like somebody usually ends up getting hurt. And
Okay, yeah.
It's not like me setting out to hurt a person or anything
doing it
like that.
intentionally.
Like I dealt with it the best way I knew how. Like I didn't have any malicious intent or anything like that. But
Okay.
like I feel like I put that bad energy in the universe.
Yeah.
You know,
I definitely have.
and that has, I think that has an effect on whatever karma's going on with me. You know, like I put it out there.
Do
You know,
you think that all bad experiences in life are part of that effect, that ripple effect, that karma effect, the balance? Or do you think that sometimes bad things just happen?
yeah. I
Like,
think I think sometimes things happen. Like I don't know, but I think everything's connected. You know, things.
yeah,
I think
I like,
that's I just contradicted myself, but
but I get what you're saying. Like
right,
sometimes, like the ripple effect starts with a bad experience, and the connection is that good thing that brings it full circle.
right.
Or sometimes it starts with the good thing, and then a negative experience that brings it full circle, and that is the balance of life.
No, I agree.
But I mean, I know that there's philosophies out there, and we're not trying to. I'm just talking what I think I know. What we think we know.
That's right.
I did want to bring up some situations that we've experienced this week, or like in the last quarter, of like bad or good karma, and like what do you guys think about it? Okay, starting with Wall Street. Everyone knows what happened. A bunch. What Reader's Digest version is Redditors decided, hey, we're going to tax the rich and we're going to drive up a stock.
Right.
And people are going to want to make a lot of money on this rando stock, and they're going to pull their money. That's the best way I can describe it.
All right, so
hedge funds.
I'll
Take over.
Yeah, so the hedge funds shorted the stock, expecting it to fall. The Redditors decided to buy the stock. It's called a squeeze. They squeezed it. So the hedge funds are stuck now because it's not falling. In fact, it's climbing. And it's climbing even more and more. And they're holding. They're not selling. There's no sell-off. And that puts the hedge funds, the bigger funds, in a hole because they're out there. They're super out there now. The real dilemma, or another dilemma to that, is a lot of these Reddit kids or people. Shout out Reddit. I don't mean to call you kids. They call them like retail investors. They're not. They're fucking brilliant, but they often trade on platforms like Robinhood or Aria, or I'm mispronouncing that one, but like phone brokers. You know, you can use your phone to do a lot of trading. One app in particular, I don't really want to say the name of the app, but they decided to limit buying, and that was viewed by a lot of investors as like saving the hedge funds. It's not fair. And this app has touted themselves as being for the retail investor, being for the little guy, you know? In fact, their name is coined from a phrase like steal from the rich and give to the poor. We can all figure out who that is. But they didn't. You know what I'm saying? And they left a lot of us high and dry, where we could only sell. And that action of selling would save the hedge funds. But everybody held. So fuck that. We're going to hold it for a period of time. And there's like investigations and class action lawsuits right now that's going on. And it just shook up the entire market. Like, fucked up everything. I get it. I fuck with it. Cool. Like, let's shake this shit up.
Right, but thank you for explaining that. Well done. There's two perspectives.
And
that's why I think karma is a very interesting thing. It's just like how you view the world. One perspective is the one I have. Like, yeah, like people figured out how to play the rich people game, and they made it their own, and they made shit happen.
And
like
brilliant.
And they shook it up and made these hedge funds tripped out.
Yeah, but in their brilliance, I lost a lot of fucking money. So, but
But there's that perspective of like, nah, the stock market, we all got to play the same rules.
Right,
But again, I go from, okay, and they did. You
Right.
just didn't like which rules they picked to follow this time.
Yeah, but I can't. But their actions didn't lead to what happened to me. I just, come on, I was just looking
But it was
for
the
quick buck.
Doge thing was like, I'm sure it was a, what do you call it, a veggie back off what happened with GameStop, AMC,
Right.
BlackBerry.
Yeah, because when this stuff was happening, like in some of the Reddit threads, like that was one of the coins that, or one of the altcoins that were mentioned. It shot up 800%. I got in on some of that, made some money, got out, decided to hop back in. A little too late, shit dropped because everybody is still holding in GameStop and AMC, as they should. They should. We're just hoping, like, if you were gonna hop out, you hop in the Doge because that would have saved me.
Yeah.
But that's not how it goes, and I understand that. But I can't, like it's brilliant, but in 1 week, like the game is fucking changed completely.
Yeah, and I think that is good karma. But there's the perspective of that it was bad and we're not following the same rules. But I see it way differently.
I'm just curious. I'm just interested to see how it's going to turn out. Like
Yeah.
if the SEC is going to.
It is really cool to see it happen, though. Like, I just feel like people are taking their power back, and it was a beautiful thing to see. 'Cause, like, people, we are power of the people, and like we're really seeing it and putting that shit into action and not just saying it. And it was super cool to see in real life and how that affects the stock market. Because, like I said, like I'm starting to get into it and learn a lot, and it's been like a month of me doing this, and then in that time I've seen this crazy spike happen.
Right.
That's pretty
Yeah, no, it's a big
unprecedented.
fucking deal. Yeah. It's major.
So it was cool. Sorry, Christina, you were gonna say something.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, I thought you
If I explained that wrong to any listeners, DM
me.
DM Vicky.
Okay, Christina, what do you think about that? Like, good karma, bad karma. What's your perspective, or do you have a mix of the two?
I think it's good karma on a fucked up system.
Yeah.
So
Capitalism.
That's perfect. That's said well.
I think I agree with you. All right.
I mean, I think what was also proved it's rigged.
exactly.
Like
Oh, that was
there's this. Did I jump ahead?
No, that was made obvious.
Yeah, and like we're given this false like hope that hey, well you can get in this, like you can do this, but like last week they showed us that's too much. You're getting in this too much. You know what I'm saying? And even from the people that promised you access, you know they're trying to limit that access, which they're gonna have to answer to that shit because yeah, I don't fuck with that.
In regards to the app, I saw a really big tech CEO, some really big guy in this world of stocks, essentially denounced that app and was like, yeah, they wanted to partner with me, but I saw immediately that they didn't have any, my favorite word, integrity, and I passed.
Right.
And so he tweeted something like that, and it was like, your reputation, like,
Right.
if your reputation is that you are a slime ball, like, you will be a slime ball.
Right.
And, like, if you think that you're fooling people, like, you will be found out soon enough. I'm sure this man, I feel like his name is Craig, but I don't know. I don't think so. But this man probably waited a long time for other people to pick up on the slime ball shit. But what's true what you said earlier, Christina, that, like, whatever your reputation is, it's a slow thing, but the truth will always come to light.
That's facts.
All right. Christina brought up a really good example last night, and she's like, I wonder if 2021 will be karma for 2020.
I am really hoping.
But can you, like, explain that to me?
Yeah, explain. Good karma or bad karma?
So I am hoping that 2021 brings good karma for 2020. I feel, but this is a biased opinion. Let me just say that it's very biased view of karma in this situation, but also don't care. I'm hoping it's good karma for 2020. 2020 was so fucked up, health-wise, world-wise, national, like local. So I just am hoping that global, exactly, like universally, it fucking sucked. So I'm hoping that 2021 brings a tide of great change that feels like good karma.
And why would we be receiving good karma? Like, what is deserving of good karma?
I think people are finally starting to call out this fucked up system and taking action against it. Knowledge is spreading so much more to people through social media, through
people are
social
like
media.
Getting involved for themselves. They're like searching answers, and they're taking the initiative and not just listening to what the news is telling them. They're really like digging deep.
Yeah. And with as much media, as much information as there is out there, I feel like people are starting to question more where the information comes from, and I feel like that reveals a lot about what to believe and what to pursue. Fuck, I lost my train of thought.
I think that we would be getting good karma we hope to feel good karma for this year is because we've proven that we are able to band together and like persevere. Like, we're able to, maybe not America, we don't really give a fuck about one another, but like other countries, Italy, for example, like they were able to burrow down in their houses to keep each other safe.
Yeah.
And like, even if in your personal life, like persevering, like you got laid off from your job, but then you went and found out another one, or you figured out another finesse, and you stuck it out and you adapted. I think that there's a lot of like, blessed are the flexible, like blessed are the people that are able to adapt. Like, you get knocked down, but you get your ass back up and you keep it moving, or you find a way to move on or move through it. I think that will bring you a lot of good karma in life. And I think a lot of us have proven that.
I think a lot about how this past year, and really the last 4 years, the Trump administration, I would think a lot about how it's going to be perceived in the future. And I think it's just going to be such a dark stain on American history. And like, there's so many parallels. It was just Holocaust Remembrance Day on Wednesday.
Yeah.
There's so many parallels to the rise of Trump as the rise of Hitler, just the political, like, stance of the country at that time, not the economic stance. We were not necessarily in a similar place, but there's so many parallels, and I'm just thinking about how we will be perceived, how our reputation is going to be perceived by historians 100 years from now. It weighs on me. It's crazy to think about just how dark it is. While we're in it and we're in the muck, it's hard to see just how fucked up it was, and what it really showed. It was like a symptom of something deep and horrible within our U.S. system.
Yeah.
And they're gonna see it all, and I'm starting to see it from their perspective, because again, when you're in the muck, you can't really see it. You have to push through it, so you kind of just like get numb to it.
In many ways, America has shown its ass to the whole world.
Exactly. Look at this pandemic. It, in a way, in one aspect, leveled the playing field globally. Okay, and the United States has been viewed as this super powerful country for many years, centuries even. And we really just showed our ass.
We just showed our ass.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
A lot of ways. So I think that, back to the reputation, like, we fought so long to be this country on top, but there are so many things in our country that are not anything to write home about.
Yeah. And with all the media, all the content that is out there, all the information that is out there, I think people are starting to see it and acknowledge it, because it's in your face. You can't deny it. It's right there.
Yeah.
But I think what's going to happen, which happens, is we're just going to get flooded with bullshit, and it'll be swept under the rug, like most things. And I don't think, like, Trump's tenure in the office is or was taken too serious by even, foreign powers.
No.
Just like this guy.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Like, I think when we think 2020, we won't think Trump. We'll think COVID.
Yeah.
we might even thank COVID for his entire pregnancy, his presidency. You know, because it was
It feels that long.
so it feels that long, and it's like nothing trumps it. You know, that was
Yeah.
a good pun, but nothing trumped COVID.
I don't know. I think Trump was a pretty significant part. And like I said, when you're in the muck of it, COVID does seem overwhelming and huge. But COVID was just another part of
I like your
his
perspective
failure.
because you're able to think like as an historian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think
Step back.
I think historians will look at Trump and see how he handled COVID and how the United States handled COVID. And that's going to be a lot more telling than COVID itself.
Yeah, and there's so many layers to his presidency that like we could never get into because I would be hours and hours, but it is a symptom of the way he was, or the
And-
way media perceived him, but also the way he projected himself. Like he had Twitter fingers. Like there's no way for media to flip that.
But that's a topic though. Like, so we talked about like information and all of that stuff. Do you guys think that it set a good precedent, like him being banned from social media?
I struggle with this because at first I was like, yeah, get him off, but
It's that instant gratification.
it's the instant gratification. But then when I thought about it, like, how many times have I seen I love Twitter. I've opened up Twitter and someone's retweeted a GIF, and it's essentially like porn, and I'm just like, wait, bro, what? Like,
And that's there, yeah.
like that's there. It's fine, and like, okay, if that's fine, then like, I don't know, but I'm such like a don't fuck with Trump, so you know the like bias side of me is like, yeah.
Yeah, I get
But
that. But
the
bias aside,
the person like I want to be objective thinker is like, ugh.
yeah, you don't want to set that precedent because it becomes Twitter. Who's that? Jack Dorsey? No.
No.
Who's Twitter? Oh, it doesn't matter. But it becomes like if Twitter doesn't believe what you believe or in your ideology, you're not going to hear about it because, like Cristina said, we are getting a lot of information from social media and stuff like that. We shouldn't rely on it, but if they get to the point where they don't fuck with it, you're not going to hear about it, or they'll ban you, and that's a dangerous
Yeah.
place to be.
In this case, though, like Trump, sir, you have a whole stage in your house. Like if you wanted to address the public, like go up in C-SPAN and get it done. Like you have a whole press conference room.
My argument is this: like when you have terrorist groups, they're allowed to occupy that space freely, spread their hate, all of that. I mean, they say that they do their best, but they call that free speech.
Yep.
They call it free speech.
Yeah, and that's what our freedom is based on, right?
Right.
Like,
And but at the same time, you know, we're saying he's inciting violence or false information or whatever whatever the argument is. It's not the case. It's just a bias against him, and that's dangerous.
but he was spreading and inciting violence.
Right, but you can't delete him from a platform and keep the fucking terrorist. You know what I'm saying? You can't let them live in this space. And
So, but are you saying like what you do for one, you do for all?
absolutely, I mean, it's just
So you would have been
because
okay.
they've become political at this point. They've inserted themselves into a political
I mean,
space.
but everything became political with him because it had to. At some point, it was like either you take a stance or you don't, and we know where you stand. You know what I mean? Which I don't like that's how polarizing he was.
Right.
Like if you weren't posting about Black Lives Matter or you weren't posting about all votes matter or whatever it was,
Right.
like you weren't with the movement. But it's like no, sometimes people just
You were forced to pick a side.
they don't get involved, and I didn't like that aspect of it, but I understand the beast that it became because it really felt like no, we're gonna rise up and you are either standing here or there, and if you're standing there, fuck you. And I agree, I still agree with that. I just didn't like that. Like even I felt type of way if I didn't see certain friends posting Black Lives Matter. I was like But then I'm like, nah. Like, you're allowed to not do it. It's like, I want to see what you're doing when you're faced with that situation. That means more to me than a retweet or a story. How many people do you know that love to post about it, but when it
Oh, I
happens,
know a
they're
lot.
not about that
Oh yeah,
action?
they pretend. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I would rather have you be about that action than see you post anything. And like the specific person I have in my mind, if she was to see something, a transgression occur against a black person or person of color, like she'd be the first to jump in and say something and like do something about it. So I'm like, I don't need to see her post about it because I know she's about that action.
Right.
What pisses me off is when you want to retweet it, but you're
not
not.
really about that.
And
I
you
know
talk out of
plenty
both
of those.
sides of your goddamn mouth.
I know plenty of those. But my point, like, I have no problem with freedom of speech. It's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think these platforms have an obligation to stay neutral. If you're not gonna delete this guy over here, that's
Yeah, but I agree
know
with
what I
you.
mean?
What you do for one, you better do for them all.
yeah, that's my point.
If you're gonna let rapists and terrorists
Exactly.
and murderers on these apps, like there should be a thing in there. I agree with that, but like, oh, you know, it's hard for me to agree with you on that.
I know, but
I'm thinking objectively.
we can't find or think of one of these assholes that commits like a act of violence on a large scale that didn't have a history or a page dedicated to his ideology before he committed this act. Like they're all, it's the same thing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So like, let's go get them.
Yeah, I think let's go get them along with delete Trump's.
If you're gonna,
That's
but
what.
I'm
That's
saying,
how. That's where I'm like put my spin on it.
that's fine. But let's just do it across the board.
I agree.
But we're setting a really dangerous precedent when we
Yeah.
silence the leader of
I think
the free world.
I think silencing is a bit much, but silencing in the terms of I can't tweet anymore, fine. But I also think he's a baby and loves to take that victim mindset when he can. Like, you go do a press conference, go address the people. You haven't addressed them since October. Go say
That's
something.
True. That's true.
Like, you have not been silenced. You've just got your Twitter taken away.
That's true too.
Wah. Figure it out.
I agree.
You're quiet over there.
I'm listening.
What do you think?
I think that moment was honestly,
It felt good.
it felt really good, and I think it was a national security threat. So I'm kind of like,
In what way?
thank you for doing your part. I think if something wouldn't have happened, something,
Drastic.
yeah, I think it could have led to, honestly, maybe it's dramatic, but an uprising, nationwide.
More than what we saw.
Like, I think it could have really led to people going crazy and just like losing their fucking mind. I also think about just the city of Washington, D.C., the threat they were under at that time.
Yep. It felt good for a company that big to take a stance and be like, fuck, like, finally, like, it felt like I'm going to call it a reign of terror is coming to an end. Like, Twitter's like, enough is enough. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, and I just think the power of social media, the power of Twitter, I kind of feel like it was their responsibility to take that action.
Mm-hmm. But, and then I'm also...
in that moment.
I just feel like they're becoming too powerful.
They are. I agree with that.
But then that moment, I'm also going to say, then shut down all the rest of the terrorist
But they don't.
groups.
Yeah.
But they don't. But it's like that's the conundrum in it.
That's my beef with it.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Like,
When-
Twitter has
I
no
agree.
business influencing elections. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Influencing anything. Just let the people be if you're gonna stay neutral. But the second you like step in, like, come on.
But I also kind of see it like I'm reaching for your help. Please help me in this moment. And Twitter's like, oh, sorry, dude. I gotta stay out of this. Can't help you in that moment.
Which
what
they
was
do.
happening to the United States? I don't know. I just think about it in terms of that.
I question all the timing during that. Like, that was all the timing issue. You know, that I have a beef with the timing of when they did that.
Yeah.
They could have
I think they
shut
would-
him down
a
a long time ago.
and I think they should have.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of times this year people were calling for his account to be suspended.
Right, and he was talking wild. He was talking real spicy, and they didn't shut it down then.
Yeah.
So I
That's a good point. I forgot about that.
I question their motive. Remember, it was during the vote. It was during all that stuff that was going on. It was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't trust it.
They definitely inserted themselves. I think they were a little late on it, and they were trying to make us maybe a flex. But I
get it, but it's just a little too late. You know.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you were going to do it to stand, like you could have did it when.
That's a good point.
He's talking about like during Floyd times. You could have George Floyd.
Yeah. Like
Breonna Taylor, you know, all this stuff where he didn't support people. If you felt this compelled to support the people, which I don't think that was their motivation to doing that. I don't know.
I don't really remember him tweeting anything about it except that
he praised police.
Praised police, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Which incited violence. It was just black people. It was liberals.
Yeah.
It was liberals.
But I think at that time they probably were censorship, like whatever.
So then
but enough is enough.
I asked the question, like, is Twitter okay with an uprising in violence when it's minorities, and not okay when it's the alt-right?
Yeah, it's a good question for Twitter.
I don't support the violence at any.
No, but I get it. I get what you're saying. It's like keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy, man.
Yeah. I feel you.
Because you could have calmed the waters way back then, because a lot of misinformation and stuff was being spread during the riots and during all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, when he called black people thugs, that was on Twitter. That was then.
Oh, okay. What I hear, I think I understand now. Like, if Twitter wants to be for the people, then why didn't he stop it when he called black people thugs? Okay, now I get it.
He could have did it a long time ago. I question their motivation.
All right, well, that like leads us into like the next thing in history, the like all lives matter versus all votes matter energy. I'm talking about like the opposition for Black Lives Matter immediately was all lives matter, right? Okay, we all know what this is, and the point of Black Lives Matter is that like, yeah, we get that, but right now Black lives are being killed for no reason. So like they have to matter. Right, it has to be a specific thing that they matter right now. That's essentially the all lives matter argument. Okay, then I'm talking all votes matter when there was this like funny thing being said, like the all lives matter crew is surprised to hear that all votes matter, because the whole thing was that there was election fraud, miscounts, votes weren't getting counted, blah blah blah. So I think that the all votes matter, like, I don't even want to call it like a meme but like that argument was the karma for all lives matter, because it literally was using their argument against them. I don't really see any bad karma in that. That was like, oh, okay, you're right. All lives matter, so all votes will matter as well. And that's just kind of how that happens.
And that worked against them.
Yeah, I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was poetic justice, if I'm being honest.
Which is good karma.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's twice. You've done it 2 pods in a row.
Vicky's good at that too, connecting back to the main point. I learned it from Vicky.
Oh, that's nice of you to say.
She's obsessed with me. Oh my God.
Girl.
Look at how much you just like started cheesing. I'm just kidding.
It's because you know that like words of affirmation is like one of my love languages, and I feel like you don't give me my flowers. I'm like, come on, man, that was funny. And you're like, and like on your phone, and I'm like, I think you both do that sometimes. Like, don't want to hype me up because you know, like, okay, and so you like.
Or sometimes we just don't get it. Like the thing about taking people upstairs. So it's like, okay. We're going upstairs.
I thought it was so funny. I hope someone tells you that they thought it was funny too.
I think I do need to give you your flowers more often though. I think about it. I just need to say
yeah, and then you tell me at weird times. It's like you like compound them all. I'm like, oh wow, oh, like nice, nice, nice. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Then go another 6 months, and then she'll like lay it on me.
I know. I've been listening to the last pods, and I'm like, ooh, I'm kind of mean to her.
To her. Whoa.
You have something to say? You want to talk about something?
That's what we're
You
here
want to
for.
confront me?
Nah, not at all.
Oh.
Doesn't usually end well for me. But I usually end up being right, so. It's okay.
You're sounding cocky. Just letting you know.
I think that's the point.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's all I got to say about All Lives Matter versus All Votes Matter. If you guys want to chime in, give your thoughts. We are on a pod right now.
I watched the Tiger doc.
We talked about that last week. You watched it again?
I finished it.
Oh, you finished it. Okay. Where'd you watch it on?
HBO Max.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It was really good.
What's the Tiger doc called?
Tiger.
Boring. Okay.
Nah, it's not. And it's a really cool story.
Does
And we
Tiger have instances of karma in his life?
I don't know, but like we should big him up because
Why?
the world tried to tear him down,
Mm-hmm.
and like he just went through normal life shit and just had a rough time, and he was just under the microscope.
Are we talking about his his affair? I don't really remember if he's got any more scandals than that. The affair was a big deal.
Yeah, no. So apparently, like, what's fucked up is this, like, the National Esquire. I'm sorry, I transitioned funny.
That's fine.
But the National National Enquirer. Like, they have been, like, stalking this guy, looking for dirt, looking for bullshit, and actually found some bullshit on this guy,
Uh-huh.
but worked out a deal. Like, his people and their people worked out a deal for their silence. And the deal was, like, hey, if you do,
For whose silence?
for the National Enquirer silence,
Oh, okay.
excuse me, it was like, if you do a cover story for this sister company, Men's Health or whatever, we won't say anything.
Random.
And their Tiger was on the cover, just cheesing, like, didn't say nothing. They literally have video of him.
Hold up.
Blank.
National Enquirer is
Dirty.
related to Men's Health?
Yeah.
That's so random.
Wait, they have videos of him doing what?
Blamming this chick from Parker's restaurant, the hostess.
At the restaurant?
No, in the parking lot.
In
What?
a parking lot.
Blammin'.
Getting blammed.
Coitus was occurring.
Coitus.
Blammus.
I've never heard you call it that.
Getting
Is
blamed.
that a new one?
Dang.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
blammed. But
Wait,
yeah,
yo. So they were stalking Tiger,
they're stalking
and
Tiger.
they like ran up and took a video as he's doing this?
No, so they had been following him, and they went to his like key spots that he goes to blam these chicks, and they were already there when he pulled up, and they had the camera on the SUV on the Escalade. Blam occurred. She threw out her tampon. They picked it up as evidence, kept it in a safe. Yeah, I know he blamed her on the rag, but that's dedication. But he
The fact that they picked it up.
and they kept it in a safe for DNA. Right? It's foul as fuck. And then they blackmailed him, essentially.
And he's married at the time.
He's married at the time. But nobody heard about it for years. 4 years.
Yo, Tiger blams chicks in the car still?
They talk about that in the documentary?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
you're
wow.
Tiger Woods, bro. What are you doing?
But what does that mean? Like,
Go get a hotel room. Don't be stupid.
Yeah, but
Play
that's even
stupid
more-
games.
that's even more
Win
risky.
stupid prizes.
that's... Hey,
It's
I'm
more
not going to let you besmirk my nigga Tiger.
play.
Well, I don't know.
That wasn't smart. Come on. You're gonna go blam this chick in an Escalade in the parking lot like you're in high school? Like you both live at home? What?
Well, if you knew Tiger's story, like...
You're right. I don't know Tiger's story. And
Yeah.
honestly, the perspective I have of him is a bad dude because I don't really mess with the whole like cheating on your wives, cheating on your husbands. It's not my thing.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, okay.
I don't really fuck with that. So I got a big problem with it. So like
He's
I
not a
can't.
bad dude, though, but he made
But
some
that's what.
mistakes.
But
He's made some
fair.
mistakes.
That's a mistake. I guess I never really cared to look more into him and get to know his story because I'm like, nah, that guy, he cheated on his wife. Boo. But mistakes happen. People come back from that. I'm not saying that
Right.
they can't.
And I
I'm
think
just saying
that's
I don't
what
care.
we need to praise. Not his
How
misfortune.
did he bounce back?
Oh man, he bounced back.
You're killing me right now. Tiger Woods. It was Tiger Woods messing with chicks in a car.
Yeah.
He's Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, y'all.
Yeah, that's Tiger.
So if any of y'all getting it in the car, don't feel bad. Tiger Woods does it.
Yeah, more or less.
Don't feel weird. Tiger does it.
But it's an Escalade, so none of those Accords.
Don't worry about what he said. Don't worry about no Escalade.
Now it's leather versus cloth. Different.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
It's the act
Right.
of it.
Okay, I agree. But the point is, like, he went through all of this stuff. He had another scandal that was a few years after that.
Oh, what was that?
No, he had a couple actually.
Did he ever get a DUI? Is that a thing?
So that was one thing he went through.
Okay.
But that's not a scandal. That's just normal life shit.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. A lot of the stuff he's gone through is just normal life shit.
That's true.
He's just under a microscope. Mm-hmm. So I think we need to be fair.
For real, that shit happens.
Because I'm pretty sure we all know a friend that's blamed somebody in the parking lot.
Uh-huh.
We all know a friend that's got a DUI.
Yeah.
We all know.
Right.
We all know a friend that's slept with a married person or been involved with a married person.
My point was that he's Tiger Woods doing it in a car.
Yeah, but when you say he's Tiger Woods, what does that mean? Like he's
rich.
He's
Why are
rich,
you
bitch.
doing it in a parking lot?
But what is that money? Because he's got a fucking wife. Like he's just
I just
doing
feel like
normal nigga shit.
He's got a whole team of people to like
That he can blame?
No,
No.
that can help arrange his stuff.
that he can help him arrange a blam session. That's not in his Escalade. That's all. That's my point.
Like that's not only like get a hotel room because you can afford it, but also like why are you doing it in public?
And then walk through the lobby with this hostess, and
he could go there first, and she could go meet him. Like so many things that could happen.
So she's gonna be like, "Hey, where's Tiger Woods' room?"
What?
No, they get two keys. Name. Tiger goes up first,
and then
one of his people gives it to her, and then she goes up.
That's hella accomplices. You got way too many people involved.
What about
that's
if he
just
had, like,
that's one assistant?
He could also get his own apartment for that
exactly.
type of thing.
There you go. And then she could have a key.
I don't know. I don't.
Like, why are you gonna do it in a car? You only have like a few inches of metal separating you from the public eye. Like what?
Maybe he didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah, maybe he was just being a man and being impulsive and the call of nature.
Yeah,
nature called. I gotta answer.
Yeah,
I don't got voicemail for this one.
So we don't hold the waitress responsible for any of this. We're just blaming Tiger Woods for the blam.
Yes.
Really?
Pretty much.
I'm not even getting there. My point was that he was doing her in a car and he's Tiger Woods. Like, figure it out, man.
She should have, according to your rules, like she should have said, no, you're Tiger Woods. I don't blame in a car. Take me to a hotel.
No, that's not my standard. I'm just saying, like, he's Tiger Woods. Why are you still doing it in a car? That's the only point I've made.
All right. Well, anyway, let's move on. He went through that.
That's the only thing I'm concerned about, clearly.
Yeah, I know. He went through what he went through with that, right? So he did the magazine for Men's Health.
It's wild.
Yeah, that was wild as fuck. Let me get it in the correct order. I don't want to fuck this up. Oh yeah, so he gets into he's big in the nightlife. Like he's got a spot in Vegas. He's partying with other like athletes like Charles Barkley and Jordan. And, they're all pretty tight. And one of his little side things calls his phone and was like, "Oh, you missed me already," or some shit like that. And the wife picks up. She's like, "I knew it was you." And that was it. Like everything was blown. It was like all these women come forward, like 14 women. And
oh, so the wife caught him.
Yeah, but there were rumblings about it. You know, all these women came forward, but all these women, like, what's crazy, like all these women, and what I respect, well, don't respect it, don't get me in trouble, but like all these women are in love with Tiger. This wasn't just like, I'm gonna just blame you and like, I don't know if that's worse or not. But like he treated him nicely. He was good. It wasn't just the blam and like peace. Like
Okay.
he made, you know what I'm saying? Like he treated these women nicely.
Uh-huh.
We've heard other stories. You know, there's been other people out there where they're dicks.
Yeah, like that Army Hammer who's a cannibal and telling women he's gonna eat them. Whereas Tiger is like romancing them.
I know. Okay.
That's what you're saying.
I didn't say nothing about it. A cannibal, but okay.
But like that's what we usually hear, like something wild and crazy about a celebrity with multiple partners. But
Right.
like
He was abusive, or he was
yeah,
this
yeah.
or that.
And you're
like,
saying he was a romantic.
Yeah, like he whined and
What
dined
a,
and
what a
blam.
standard to compare him to.
I'm just trying to make the contrast.
No, I don't mean you. I mean you.
No, see, no, we're not gonna do this today. We're not doing this. Because you come for me the second that I mention anything about a woman.
You didn't mention anything about what you were talking about Tiger Woods.
And I'm gonna finish. Hold on. So, he gets caught. He gets into that horrible car crash, like it was like a scene or whatever. I'm sure everybody remembers that. But his wife leaves him. He's on his own. This whole time, Tiger's got like a back problem and a knee problem. Like and it's because of his golf swing since he was a kid. That's a whole another story, like why he was in so much pain. His parents kind of pushed that on him at like 5 years old or younger. But anyway, so he's prescribed all these narcotics, like Xanax and Ambien and all this stuff. He gets pulled over. He's got like 5 different drugs in his system at the same time. He's a mess, right? So he's at the lowest of the low. Like it's a really bad look for Tiger. And you know, everybody kind of like, what happened?
I'm making sure I'm looking at the camera, like giving my reaction.
Oh, okay.
And then I was looking to make sure the green light was still on.
All right, for sure. And like everybody's just writing him off. Oh, Tiger's done. Da da da. You know, like he's washed and this and that. And so he gets himself together. He goes to rehab. Remember, like Tiger's golf, right? Like he gets himself together. He comes back and wins a fucking Masters. You know what I'm saying? And that's something to be celebrated. We're talking about 2019. He's gone through all of this shit, and he's come back. You know what I'm saying? We don't pay enough attention to the climb back up.
Yeah, it kind of happens when it's something that big of a deal and they were that big of a star, the climb back up kind of happens.
It happens behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors, quietly. Maybe if you're not, like, I didn't know that about Tiger.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a golf fan.
Right, but what has stuck is Tiger's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And that ain't fair. Because he's done his work. Yeah, he made some fucking mistakes, but he's probably not a bad guy anymore.
Yeah, and I agree that, like, celebrities, they live to this really, like, unattainable standard for us. Like, they have to be perfect for everything. That's what drives half of these people insane.
Right.
And that's probably, I didn't know that about the overdose, or the DUI, or whatever it was.
Right.
That he was prescribed all these for his pain.
Yeah.
Instead, it's like,
These were
he's
his
on
prescription.
this, and this.
Yeah, they painted him out to be this drug addict, you know what I'm saying? Like this, he was prescribed this. He made a mistake and took them.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah. He made a mistake.
He made a fucking...
Like, you're in a low place, you're going to make mistakes and do dark shit.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we hold these people to such a high fucking standard, it's not even fair. Like, the cancel culture within all of us is just so knee-jerk. It's like, let's just, bad guy, horrible person.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about his efforts to fix his mistakes. And he's made a lot of efforts.
That's facts. What do
you got to say now, Cristina? She's quiet.
I want to hold that space for people because I reserving it for insurance. If I was to ever make a huge mistake and like people would remember, nah, she was always forgiving and always had grace for that, so I'm gonna offer her grace. But why wouldn't that be reserved to everybody? But I do there are some situations where it's like, nah, I'm done with you. And I don't think anything, now, like, hearing this, like, maybe I'll watch the doc and have a neutral mindset about him.
We just need to, like, how you say, show grace. Like, we need to lay off these people, man.
Yeah, they're allowed to be human.
Yeah, like Danny Lake. Like, I get it. She made a mistake. She's a young girl. She doesn't get the impact or the significance of what she's saying.
I think she does.
I don't think she does, and that's the thing. Like I get it. Like, first of all, you're not
what
black.
did Danny Lay do?
We don't know.
We never
talked about it.
I didn't talk about it.
She made a song about
Yellowbone.
being yellowbone, and
Yellowbone refers to.
That's what he wants, and I think it's being perceived as a shot to her dude's ex.
His baby mama.
Right, baby mama. But that might be what he wants. Like, who cares? But she doesn't understand. Like, she's of this, like, troll culture, this internet culture, this, like, we have to put it in perspective. Like, she's a kid in that, you know what I'm saying? In this age, you know, we just add 5 years to her, and she probably understands, like, oh, that's trolling. It's not okay.
Yeah.
So rather than try to cancel this young girl, just, like, teach her.
I don't have a problem with not canceling her, and I don't have a problem with people being upset and letting her know, like, when you did this, this is how we're taking it. This is why we're so pissed off. It's the canceling part that I'm just like, let someone make a mistake. But there are just some mistakes that, not that I'm saying this wasn't unforgivable, but some mistakes like, bro, come on, how many times do we have to do this with people?
Right.
Like, how many times do we have to talk about how colorism is such a thing, and, like, it's not okay. Like, how many times did she have to know that? She had to make a song called Yellowbone to learn that lesson. It's like, nah, come on, girl. Like, that's basic. Like, step it up. Like, we're hopefully moving past it. Especially, I mean, hip-hop culture, there's colorism exists for sure. But it's just like, God, like,
and
that was a dumb mistake.
That's what the, like, this other dope pod, I think they would see the thing is, like, those young ladies, they explained it beautifully. Like, she don't get it, you know? And, like, two of the ladies on that show, they're light skinned. Like, I personally, I think this whole Yellowbone bullshit, like, I think it's kind of disrespectful. Like, I would never refer to a woman as Yellowbone. Damn, you Yellowbone. Come on.
Yeah.
That's some hood shit.
Yeah.
And I think we're past that as a generation. Like, we don't, as a society, we shouldn't we shouldn't even give a fuck about what your tone is. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't, that colorism, like, goes into some classism shit.
Yep.
It's fucked up.
Yep.
But I don't think we should, like, we forget her impact, and we forget, you know, her accolades, and, like, she's a poppin' young woman. She just needs some learning. That's all.
I agree.
And at the end of the day, like, she's a brown woman. Like, she may not be black.
She's not black,
She's
and
not
I
black.
feel like she catfished us because this whole time I thought she was black. So when the Yellowbone thing happened, I was like, I was like, oh yeah, it's upsetting that she named it that and, like, is essentially, like, perpetuating colorism. But I also did not know that she wasn't black.
See, but
and that added another level to it because it was like I don't think that was, like, a widely known thing.
See, but like, where I come from, like, she would still be and I'm quoting, like, a sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, she would still be down, you know? I think she knows that. She thinks of herself as a sister, down. But,
because she's actually Dominican.
She's Dominican.
She's Dominican.
Right. Like, but even in my family, like, they call, like, anybody Latin and all that, like, a sister. That's what they call them. Like, and it excludes the whole color thing. It's just like, oh, they down or whatever.
Yeah. But that, her not being black and calling it that added, I think that added another layer to the issue, the drama.
Yeah.
Do you?
I think
That's
so.
just on my opinion. I don't know if that's true.
But again, she's just 8. She's 23 years old.
Yeah, that's fine.
She's
But I also
very
think,
young.
like, girl, that was stupid. Why'd you say that? Dumb. Dumb. That's what I think. But I agree. Like, people, like, these celebrities are essentially normal human beings when they're born, right? Like, we all put our pants on one leg at a time. But I just think some mistakes are just dumb. I think that was dumb.
Cristina,
Yeah,
what you got to say?
I agree. I didn't know about the Danny Lay. Is that her name? Didn't know about this issue. So
I wonder why she's not getting any smoke for this Monique song.
Her apology was so weak, too. It was like she wanted to laugh through it. I just...
But that's a generational thing. And that, like, as soon as I watched that, I'm like, oh, she's just a kid. She don't get it. She doesn't get it. So let's not have these 40-year-old women, these older women that understand it, like, kill this young girl.
No
she
one,
don't get it.
No one was on her team like, yo, like, I don't, it's not the right time. Tensions are high. Like, no one on her team was gonna check her. That's what I'm saying. Like, you better have your tight ass squad around you.
That ain't a tight squad.
There's no, like, girl, like, you should be upset at your team.
I think
your manager, your producer.
Think that's a good point because
like, cause they're not young. I don't know who produces her, but it's someone that knows what they're doing clearly. And maybe that was their intention this whole time. Like, yo, this is going to piss a lot of people off and you might be canceled for a little while.
That's a troll.
But, like, it's going to get you some plays.
But that's that
It's going to get your name to be a household name.
That's that troll generation where they're willing to take that risk. They're willing to take that heat because they believe that it's all, like
this will pay off.
All publicity is good publicity.
Right.
Which we're seeing now. Like, we witnessed 2020, 2019, a troll, like, be a fucking troll, and it ain't work out so well.
Yeah.
It was clicks at the moment, but, like, I think even that person realizes, like, they were just laughing at me.
Mm-hmm.
They're just laughing at you.
Yeah, I think he's got the picture now, maybe. But either way, girl, like, don't go for that corny ass shit. Like, be a troll to be a troll. Like, enable this stuff, and then don't be preaching to me that, like, female power. Like, shut up. You knew what you were doing with that. So I'm gonna stand on that. I think it was stupid. Get yourself some people that give a fuck about you and, like, want to do music right, and, like, you get out there because of your talent, not because
The troll shit. Gotta debt that troll shit.
Yeah.
It's just corny as fuck, and
Like,
it's very temporary.
yeah, clearly, like, reputation. It's what'd you say? It's a slow process.
Slow burn. Yeah.
It's a slow burn, but, like, you play your cards right, and you're gonna be okay. There definitely have been times in my life where, like, I was accused of something crazy, but, like, people know my character. They knew my reputation.
Would you say the N-word or something?
No.
What'd you do?
It was at work. Someone accused me of lying. And everyone was like, nah. Like, that's not her. Essentially was lying. Like, I did something I wasn't supposed to, or I said something, and it was like, nah, that's not her. Let's not like her to say she did something and didn't do it. So, that's a lesson I learned for our young. Like, you better keep your reputation. Like, care about that. Like, care about what people say about you. Like, integrity is what you do when no one's watching.
That's right.
Like, your character is what matters. And if people can doubt your character, like, that's the demise. So, I stand by that. I think it's important. And it's sad that nobody for Danielle thought about that for her.
Yeah. But kids are kids, man. Like, kids are gonna be kids. Kids are gonna make kid mistakes, and when they have a camera on them, like, we need to keep that in mind. Like, it's just a kid.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. What else is popping?
What else happened? So many things happened this week. The stock market thing is obviously the most prevalent thing.
I think the T.I. Tiny thing, which I'm not gonna, like, that's a big thing, and I think it's another attempt to crucify a black person. or a black couple. So, like,
Yeah, and it's like too soon to like. We don't. The story just broke essentially recently.
yeah, and
It's too soon to say
it's
anything, but I do think that they've always like Ti like low key gives me like weird vibes sometimes. Like you hear his music and then you hear about what's going on at home like with his daughter, and it's just like what's going on.
I don't know. I don't subscribe to that, and I think it's just another attempt to like. We gotta remember, like Ti was big and like he was making a lot of noise. He was waking a lot of people up,
Yeah, that's true.
and there's a pattern to that when you're when you have that kind of impact
Yeah.
to shut you the fuck up in one way or another, and it may not be in that moment. But I see it as I see that this is what that is. So I don't like I believe women and everything like that, but it just don't add up to me. And there's just been so much of that trolling in this trolling environment to get clicks and get likes and get followers. And there's been some people that came forward and are like, that's bullshit. Like we know this person that's accusing him, and she's full of shit.
Yeah, I don't want to speak too much on it because I don't really know everything that's already come out, but I do know like what I feel when I think about him. Like there have been inconsistencies portrayed in the media that makes me like, ooh, like, you know what I mean? Like that gut feeling for me is what I was like, ugh, when you told me about it. But I don't really know what's going on. I don't know all the details. I just know like,
But even that daughter thing, like that was blown way out of proportion. Like his daughter even said, "Nah, it's not like that. He ain't in the room. He ain't asking." Like he's just being an active parent. Like he's not in the room. Like somebody took that shit and ran with it, and again, tried to turn it into something weird. So I think there's been an effort for a while
yeah.
to fuck with this guy, and I think we're seeing it again.
I guess time will tell and we'll see. He gives me a weird feeling.
Yeah, just.
And I don't really know why. I think it's the daughter
I think it's
stuff.
what you're being sold. I think it's what's being put out there about him. Mm-hmm. Like I think that's.
Yeah, because they're like, if you're a Ti fan, like you are a fan, and like
I
might get murdered in the comments for saying that, but I'm just.
I'm not. No, I'm not doing that. I reckon I see what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen it. We've seen it before. We've seen it with other people. Some of it's warranted, some of it isn't. Like T isn't. I mean, unless I see otherwise, like T is no R. Kelly.
I hope he's not, and I hope that like what's come out is being portrayed in the media a certain way, but the truth is the other side.
But that's the thing, like a lot of these blogs and a lot of these outlets are portraying him like that. And it's fucked up, and a lot of these blogs,
they feed off that. That's how they get their plays.
Yeah,
that's how they get out there.
Exactly, and
get their
bullshit.
Notoriety.
They make their coin.
Yeah.
Shaming the very people that put them in that position. Because without those names like Ti, without those names like Danny Lay or whatever, whoever, like they don't exist. They don't contribute. They don't offer any fucking thing.
Yeah, you're speaking to like the troll culture.
The troll culture, but these blogs have turned
in.
into troll culture.
I think that's the whole point of them.
Yeah. Well,
what else? What else are like those kinds of blogs doing except getting the tea out?
Yeah.
When I think of blogs,
that.
I think
like
when
shit.
the Wendy Williams show, where it's just like gossip,
Yeah,
gossip,
like that.
and that's how she's built her career.
And it's fucking corny. That's my opinion. I know she has a huge fan base. A lot of these places have huge fan bases, and it's like, it's corny.
Yeah. I'm hoping that we don't see an R. Kelly situation. We'll see. I don't know enough to have a true feeling about it. And Cristina, I know you don't even know what the hell we're talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I just don't.
Okay.
I just don't have an opinion about it.
You don't have a weird feeling when you think about Ti?
No.
I think I really got that from the daughter thing. I'm gonna do my research.
I think it should be said that I came here super fucking early and you guys were not ready. You guys got on my case on the pod last time for being so late. Told a long ass story. You guys didn't say nothing about it. This is a perfect example of only speaking on negative things.
Okay, now I know
Give me
you.
my flowers.
Now I know you lying right now.
This is also a perfect example of that slow burn of reputation after weeks of showing up late. When Vicky told me he was on his way, no one believed him. So
I know. When you text me I'm on my way, I was like, Richard said he's on his way, but who knows? So I jumped in the shower.
exactly. So you see it your way, I see it my way.
But I'm gonna give you your flowers. Like, you were here, you really were on your way.
Yep.
You got here early.
Yeah, and this time it wasn't to our advantage.
No, it was not. But I was going based off your reputation of like,
Experience, yes.
he's on his way. When you ask me if I'm ready, you mean like, are you ready to get ready? And then,
Nah, I was ready.
but you really were asking, are you ready? Because I'm ready. But I told you, give me 45. I woke up not feeling good. I have a real issue with sleeping, and last night I woke up in like a hot sweat, and I couldn't go. I woke up at like 5, and I couldn't go back to sleep. I felt disgusting.
Gross.
Yeah, that was a lot of info. Sorry, y'all. But I wasn't feeling good this morning, and I slept in, and you were ready to rock.
Yeah, I just thought I'd bring it up.
Are you gonna keep that same energy for the rest of time?
Can't promise that, but
See, dude, it's too sporadic.
spontaneous.
It's sporadic. It's inconsistent. So I'm gonna go with where you normally falter.
Spontaneous, exciting. We can use different words to describe.
Sure, it was exciting to get a knock on my bedroom door, and it was you. Like, fuck!
Yeah.
She wasn't lying. Yeah, that was spontaneous and exciting. More like panic shit. I do want to check in with you about your HMR. How's that going? What's good?
I quit.
What's good, shawty?
Oh,
What's
man.
good?
I quit it.
What happened?
Food's fucking gross.
Didn't I tell y'all? Every year he does this, and every year he quits. And what did he say? Nah. I spend money. When I invest in something, I'm more likely to do
This
it.
shit's nasty.
Mark my words. I'm glad. You don't even like that thing.
I don't.
You don't, and there's so many other ways to do it.
I got my own way. I was looking for an easy out, and I'm just had to get up and do my thing.
But isn't that a life lesson?
No, Vicky, it's not a life lesson.
It is, man. It is. I'm connecting everything back today. Listen to this. When we try to take shortcuts in life, we shortcut ourselves.
Oh my God, corny.
Oh my god.
It is corny, but it's facts. You wanted a quick, easy diet. You don't like it. You spend all this money. Then you're trying to pawn off the food to me. I don't want that shit.
It's real Android.
What?
Giving me Android meme vibes.
That was Android behavior for sure. I agree. I'm glad that you named that for yourself. I completely agree.
What did you say? When you shortcut, you short yourself.
When you take shortcuts, you shortcut yourself.
Okay.
I've had shortcuts bite me in the ass so many times. Like, oh God, I would have just taken the long way. Like, how many times have I resolved to go on the elevator because I don't want to climb the stairs?
You mean literal shortcuts?
I mean literal shortcuts. Because, like, my friend lives on the second floor. I'm like, nah, just take the elevator. I'm a lazy girl. And then the elevator gets stuck, or there's hella stops, or, you know, crazy things happen. I was like, come on, just take the freaking stairs. It's not going to kill you.
I thought you were going a little deeper, but okay.
I mean, that's essentially what taking a shortcut is. Take the elevators when you should take.
No,
when
you're
you take the
absolutely
stairs.
right.
I'm clarifying, having a lot of clarity today, honestly.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a clarifying moment for me. It happened live. What do you guys think?
What do you think, Cristina? You're real quiet today.
Yeah.
I'm
wake
okay.
up.
I am pondering today.
No, are you okay?
Today I listened to Richard's points before jumping in to stop him from whatever madness he was going to say.
And you let it develop, and you agree with me.
Yeah. So I'm pondering.
Like always. When I tell you, Vic.
Okay, I wouldn't say like always.
Cristina, there hasn't been a point that we don't agree on. You can't tell me a point that we don't agree on.
Okay, great. We agree.
It's the journey to the point that gets a little like, where is this going? There's been a couple of times I'm like, what's he gonna say?
I know.
But then it's like, And I'm like, okay, yeah. That is something though that like is a difficult lesson to learn when your knee-jerk reaction is like, I commend you. I think that's good on you, Christina. I was
Only
like,
took
Man, you're
me
cheesing
5
hard over
episodes.
there. I wish we had a camera on you so bad.
I know. I really want one of y'all on camera because I'm sure I'm getting boring, right? I know I'm getting boring,
Yeah, but
but I make all the faces, so
I'm gonna turn this one. Can I turn this camera on?
No.
I'm gonna keep my spot.
Plus, there's no lighting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe one day we'll work up to that. But I'm proud of you
Thanks.
exercising that.
So, what points do you want to say? Wow, that was groundbreaking. Never thought about
Richard,
it. Like
what is it? Why are you obsessed?
I'm
with
trying to
that?
get Christina to fucking talk on our podcast. That's what I'm trying
Oh,
to do.
okay.
Because people really like to hear her
Yeah,
talk.
they really do.
They do? Oh my god. Just
they're,
kidding.
they're obsessed with you.
Annoying.
I first, when you were getting into the Wall Street thing, I was like, oh god, what is he gonna say?
Oh my
because,
god.
Again, I think it's good karma. But then I learned something.
What did you learn? What was the good point?
I learned that you actually don't. You're not mad at the Redditors. You're mad at what happened. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Then there was the conversation about Tiger Woods.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you have some good points, nothing groundbreaking, I would say, and I still am
No,
kinda
there's a whole
like, eh.
documentary done. They already did it. It's just a recap. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Anyways, so that was something new.
Uh-huh.
And then, I don't know, I forget what the last one you were talking about.
The Twitter thing. I thought you were making me nervous with the Twitter stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then you like what you do for one, you do for all.
Right. I just
All
want
is all.
fairness. Like, it's an amazing place, and like it's cool.
Yeah.
Like, just be fair. That's all. Just
Play fair.
be fair. And trust me. Like, I would love for them to get rid of all hate speech. Any kind of type, any kind of hate speech, get rid of it. And I know the job is hard for them. Like, it's easy to identify, yo, this guy's pissing a lot of people off. Let's just get rid of him first. It's hard to go through to weed out all these weirdos. That's hard. Like, I'm sure it is. But, like, make a fucking effort. I don't want to see their fucking page after the fact. Oh, we found this guy's page. Here
Yeah.
it is. And it's full of fucking hate speech.
Right. I agree with you. Like I think that is like a thing in my astrological sign, right? Like fair is fair. Like I'm all about fairness in a very annoying way, and you come from that camp too.
Or just stay the fuck out of it and be a private company and just
Yeah.
offer a service. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's another thing that even I need to think, remind myself, like, they have no obligation to be fair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have no real obligation to be fair. So I guess I have no point. That whole rant was for nothing.
No, there's a point.
Interesting.
It's a good perspective, but it's also like good to recognize that the fairness doesn't really exist in the world, and like you have to be a champion for fairness for it to occur, because nobody owes me being fair.
Okay. Facts.
I'm sorry, I keep moving around, but my leg is asleep now.
Make sure and follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, you can catch us on all major platforms.
I'm not trying to end anything. I'm just throwing that in there.
We're on SoundCloud now,
We are on SoundCloud.
which is cool.
It's cool.
That's an avenue we didn't explore until recently.
Yeah.
Well, Christina, I'm proud of you. I'm glad. That was definitely a growing pain I had in my beginning friendship with Richard, because that was hard to learn, that it's okay to have my perspective on things, and it's still okay to agree with other points being made that are opposite
They were
my
never
perspective.
opposite. And
But
that was. Go ahead.
You
Go ahead.
you always pride yourself that they were never opposite, but in those moments they felt very opposite, because you storytell your point.
That's the only
You
way to get through
love
to
to
you.
like paint the imagery, and it's like, okay, like get to it. So like the painting of the story, I'm like he's saying some wild shit right now, but then you're like, and then blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, fine.
Because the best
Fair.
way to get a point to you is an analogy.
Yeah, I love analogies.
And I'm good at those.
I learn a lot with analogies.
And I've figured that out a long time ago. Best way is like a really generic, easy to explore
but
analogy.
I have to wonder if sometimes the analogies are biased towards your perspective.
Well, they always are. If I'm trying to make a point, it's always biased, but it's an analogy that's very general and not biased.
Yeah, which is why I always feel the urge to like keep my point too. Like I see your point, but I'm gonna like. I love that he was banned from Twitter, but I do see the point of like censor one, censor them all. But
Right.
like I hold on to my point pretty hard.
Right.
But I do see yours a lot of the time. But that was a good exercise for me because I was, not that I'm not stubborn anymore, but I was very stubborn. Like, nah, I have to think like this other way. And if I don't hold true to this and like give into a little bit, that means I'm faking the funk. And that's not the case at all.
Right.
Like it's okay to be an objective thinker and still have your bias.
It's super healthy, and I think that gets missed. That's missed in our generation. Like they miss, like, yo, you need to either ride with my point or I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
Like, we need to have the same ideology. We need to have the, you know what I'm saying?
I've noticed an uptick in that trend too. Like you have to believe in this and ride super hard for this. And if
Right.
you're not doing that, like I said it earlier, like if you're not doing that, then you don't really ride with us and like you're wrong.
Right.
But I have seen like the toxicity in that, especially in the last year, like with all of, and I hate to say it again, but like the polarizing figure that Trump was, that happened a lot, right? Like if you don't think like us, you're wrong.
Right.
And not that I'm saying like on racial issues that there's multiple sides, like nah, fuck racism. But there are other things that happen in the world. It's like, nah, I don't agree with what you're saying, but I'm not going to write you off because you're not agreeing with all the points I have.
Right.
And we saw a lot of that.
For sure. And if you...
That's just weird.
You agree with everybody in your fucking camp. At what point are you learning anything?
Yeah. And like...
At what point do you gain any perspective?
Right.
And that's the problem with a lot of these people we see. We see them in, like, yes camps. Like, yeah. And they're just seconding their opinion more and more and more, and they're getting further and further away from any altering perspective.
Yeah,
you know?
and I remember times where I'd be frustrated if people didn't agree with every point that I was making the stance on. And I've learned, like, it's okay to not agree with everything, but like and that's part of being an objective thinker and not telling people, being told what to think. And
Right.
we have to normalize that shit. Like, it's okay if you don't agree with every point, but you agree with most of them, and there's other things that you think about.
Delivery is important too. Like with you, I had to learn like I deliver things in an analogy. With Cristina, I have to acknowledge her points and then come back around and say, you know,
You
my
have to
point
connect
again.
them.
You have to connect whatever I agree with in her points. And then at the end she goes, I can see that. And then it's over.
I think she will agree with the connection that you're making.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
You're so quiet. Would you please talk?
I'm listening
You are
to your
lit.
thought process.
What you drinking over there? Oh, it's gone.
It's gone.
Today we were drinking rosé. I love rosé.
I love rosé too.
But it's making you quiet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I am
Real quiet over there,
listening.
girl.
It's not the rosé. That's what I'm trying to say.
What was the question?
She's relaxed.
She's
Don't really remember, to be honest with you.
What was your question?
Any disclaimers for this week? I think people have been on their best behavior, right?
Like social media?
Yeah.
I mean,
Unwarranted opinions, not too many. Been good.
yeah. Not really. Yeah. All right, y'all. We were talking about, we can save that for another time because I do want to get more into that. Thinking, like, not being so quick to, you don't like the color green, you're out! Get out of here! That's how, like, it's felt. Like, you don't like Cheerios? You're gone! Canceled! It's like, bro, come on. I like Fruit Loops. They're circle. You know what I mean? Like I'm being silly,
Nah,
but
nah.
but that's exactly like how it's felt. Like I see what you're saying, but I'm not thinking like that.
It's that mob culture, that mob group thing.
Yeah.
It's toxic.
It's crazy, and like I've definitely done that before, and I've had to learn like it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to think differently and
better.
agree with people. But like you better, like I always say, like you shut up or put up. Like you better know what the hell you're talking about. Don't just be talking crazy because you want to be different. Like know your points, know your shit. I think we all will agree with that because we all like to argue, debate. I won't say argue. I know that's a trigger word for you.
No,
Yeah.
not me.
You.
Debate.
What? I have no problem with
It's
arguing.
okay.
It is okay. You're right. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
What?
You seem
getting
like,
so
you
tense.
seem a little turned up right now.
Yeah.
You okay? You a little geeked up in the club? You good?
Good. I
We
don't know
good?
what the fuck you guys are doing. What kind of voodoo is this?
What kind of sorcery is this? All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging with me today. I do love our moments, and thank y'all for hanging with me today, listeners. We'll see you. I'm gonna say we'll see you next week, but we'll see you in a couple of days. You can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on Instagram. You can catch us on Twitter. Like I said, I do love Twitter. But if you haven't caught up on our episodes, please check out the Nightcap and let us know what you want to see. I saw people Fear Factor, which I'm down. I'm always down to like be silly and not make a fool out of myself, but like do something a little crazy to like make people laugh. I don't know. We'll get into it. I don't get embarrassed easily. So it's like, I'm like, okay, sure, yeah, whatever. Like, it's really hard to embarrass me. What are you laughing about?
I'm just thinking of what we could do to you.
I mean,
it makes me laugh.
I'm okay as long as it doesn't involve them S things.
I want to do something that we see on Joe Budden podcast where I can call somebody random in your phone.
No.
Oh, you say you're down.
And do what?
Because I know you.
Say whatever the fuck I want.
You are going to do something crazy.
Yeah, and they never let them do it. And I think it's a good idea. It's a great idea.
They never let Joe do it?
They never let him do it. Like,
Okay,
Maul's
yeah.
always too cool.
Facts, I wouldn't.
Maul's
Yeah.
cool as fuck, but like he's like,
I wouldn't
he's smart for not letting him do it. But Rory's
Really
always down
smart.
to do it. Yeah,
I like Rory.
Rory's-
He's always like, go with the flow.
Rory's tight.
Nah, okay. Maybe there's a couple things I wouldn't be down for. I was talking about Fear Factor.
You got a fear.
A fear of letting you go through my phone and calling you when you want? Absolutely.
Just randomly
That's-
picking a number and calling.
That's just me being smart. Smart. Because I know you. You're going to do, you know people in my life, and you're going to be like, oh, I think this is the one. Let me just do it. I know you.
Okay.
Or you're saying.
I think it's a good idea. What do you think?
I would be very curious who you would choose.
I would let you choose and I would talk. I'd let Cristina choose and I would talk.
Oh my God, even worse. Even worse. Cristina would for sure know the person to pick or people to pick.
I would ask general questions just like about Vicky.
Oh, and then we really find out where my karma stands with some people.
Yup.
Yikes. Yikes. All right, anyways. Catch us on the Nightcap where we're going to do something a little crazy. I don't know how I feel about that, but like
Christina's gonna hit us with a
let's
conspiracy.
let's continue to explore that. Yeah, we're gonna keep our conspiracy theories, but there was a lot of votes for cults, which I was really surprised. That got
I
the
know,
most.
I saw that too.
That got the most votes. I think
Yeah.
like 87%. I was really surprised, but I'm kind of into that. So
Yeah, me too.
that's kind of one of my things. One of my weird things. All right, y'all. Well, we'll see you on Wednesday. If not, we'll see you next week. Thanks for hanging with us. If you want the full experience of kicking it with us, please catch us on YouTube. We'd love to have you there. Make sure to subscribe and like. Until next time, all my love.